Hi, I'm Ruth Heidebreck, and you're watching the MIT TV. And today's segment focuses on the foundation of our communities, which is our school district. Strong schools bring in strong families. Expanded and enhanced schools keep strong families. And also it improves our property value. So we've asked Dr. Todd Robinson to come to our studios today and talk about yet another element of the 2021 facility bond issue. So thanks for joining us. And today we are going to talk to us a little bit about the collaborative workspaces, which is kind of a new term for someone older generations. What is that?
So, collaborative learning is really a foundation of some of the changes in education. I would say over probably the last 10, 12 years, maybe a little longer, and a lot of what happens in how we instruct kids, especially at the secondary level, is shared with us from the workforce, and from higher education facilities. And so we take the feedback from those entities and they say, here's what kids need to be prepared for to succeed at the next level. So well enough in that new high school, if you get into the BEI Academy or the HHP Academy, and we certainly have those new classrooms where kids do the bulk of their learning, but you'll see the center of each academy is a collaborative learning area. And they look a little different in each of the three academies. And most recently, this past summer and a little bit of last year, we created some collaborative learning space in the Powell Ninth Grade Academy. And so now it's time to push that down into our younger learners. So we did some work in the media center at Romeo Middle School with some new furniture that enhances collaborative learning. And I think that's an important thing for voters to understand, is you can create collaborative learning spaces a variety of different ways. And in some cases, it's just the right furniture. And so we would be looking at that as a part of the 2021 facilities bond and then in the facilities where that pertains. But we're also looking at where are underutilized spaces in a building that we might be able to do something with some furniture in that and some lighting, maybe even some technology and a presentation screen or monitor, so that our kids can come together and do project-based learning, work in pairs, work in small groups, work in teams, and it's a little different based on the content area. So when we talk about this key element of expanding collaborative learning spaces, we've got a strong foothold at the secondary level because our secondary facilities were the focus of the 2016 bond in phase 1. In phase 2, we're now focusing on our youngest learners. So we're looking at how can we get in to our K-8 facilities and do that. So renovating the middle school media center to support collaborative learning started in phase 1 because we updated some of the furniture. If you've been in the old high school media center, which is now Romeo Middle School, there's all these small offices and storage rooms all the way around the outside of that facility. And in some cases, we need storage. In other cases, that's underutilized. So is storage condensed now, and can we open up some of those things and now create some booths or some different table seating, some small group rooms and things like that, where a group of students could go in with a staff member and work uninterrupted. We talk about just professional development with our staff. Can you bring a large group of people to that facility, but then have breakout rooms for smaller instruction? So there's some work planned in the middle school, and then even more so when we think about looking down into our elementary buildings. So we have a separate segment on innovating our elementary learning environments, and that hits on some of this. But when we talk about collaborative learning there, finding those underutilized spaces, and there's not as many in our elementary buildings, but furniture in the classroom can support it. And also when we talk about the redesign of our media centers, that will have a heavy impact on just expanding our collaborative learning spaces. And it's amazing to see even a group of 6 or 7-year-olds get in the right environment with the right furniture. And it's been a while since we did elementary school, and we were more of tables and rows and things like that. And And the instruction has changed, as does our learning environments need to change to stay with it. And so kids get very comfortable. And I think our kids embrace it. I've seen since the new high school has opened, our high school kids, you know, a group of kids leave a classroom and go out there and they're fine.
Right.
And, you know, so we give them kind of an element of trust that, hey, we're going to build this nice facility. We're going to do some creative furniture that they totally enjoy, more than sitting in a traditional desk. And they answer with, yeah, we'll handle this. We're responsible enough to be here. Teachers are checking in a variety of groups, and now you find learners like, hey, can we go out to the common area? Hey, can we go down to the collaborative learning area? Hey, will you sign out, you know, the media center for us tomorrow so we can learn there? And that excitement, of course, you know, enhances the learning. So we've got a pretty good foothold, you know, at the secondary level. We really want to push that down through using some underutilized spaces and really getting into some of the more modern furniture for schooling with collaboration and project-based learning in mind.
And if what you've already done in the academies is any indication of what you're going to bring forward to the early learning areas, it's amazing. Just the color coordination and the design that you guys have done, the stools, you know, the high chairs, it's conducive to people leaning, you know, the kids leaning forward and working with one another.
Yeah.
So it's been amazing, and we can't wait to see it
It's exciting.
into our early learning centers.
Yeah.
So if you have questions beyond what we've gone over today, where can people go?
Yeah, I think the best place is to go to our website, you know, romeok12.org. We've got our slogan, our Building Our Future Together logo. It's a button in the top left corner. You click on that button and you're going to open up a page with a variety of documents there, frequently asked questions, our fact cards, all of the access to all of these informational video segments. And we'll continue to load things into there. There's no you know, substitute for reaching out to the administrative office and getting in touch with myself. If you're connected to one of our schools, you can talk to your building principal. But I think our website is where we're trying to send people and where we're trying to put all of our resources so that everyone can be informed and plan to vote either absentee prior to November 2nd or head to the polls on November 2nd.
Right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And we've now created another comprehensive segment of the key elements of the 2021 facility bond issue. So come back and join us for more on the MIT TV.